So, following Tuesday night's humbling experience in Barcelona in the Champions League, Arsenal women return to action this weekend with a home meeting in the WSL against Everton. We're going to look ahead to that game in this video, but just before we get started, if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We do cover the Arsenal women as well as everything with the Arsenal men. If you enjoy this video, please give it a like as well, share the content around, and don't forget to drop your comments in the box as well. What are your thoughts ahead of this game against Everton? It's always great to hear from you guys. So this is the Arsenal women versus Everton women match preview coming up after this. Hello, my name is Richard. Welcome back to my channel over and over again at the Arsenal podcast. In this video, we are going to look at, as I say, two Arsenal women's meeting against Everton here at Boreham Wood on Sunday afternoon. It's a 3 p.m. kickoff. We're going to be looking at the history of Everton. We're going to have a profile on their coach. We're going to look at a player to watch. We're going to look at some of the players who have played for both Arsenal women and Everton. We're going to look at the current form, predict the lineups, and give a score prediction. So loads to get through. Let's get started. So Everton Women were formed originally in 1983 as Hoylake. They did merge with Dolphins to become Lizo Pacific. That was in 1987. They did reach the FA Cup final in 1988 where they lost to Doncaster Bell, although they returned a year later to win the trophy for the first time, beating Friends of Fulham in the final. In 1995, they became known as Everton Ladies. And in 1997, they reached the final of the Premier League Cup where they lost to Millwall Lionesses. But then a year later, 1998, they did win their first Premier League title. In 1999, they reached the League Cup final to lose to Arsenal. And in 2005, they lost another cup final. That was in the FA Cup to Charlton. In 2008, they won the Premier League Cup for the first time. They did beat Arsenal in the final. But in 2009, Arsenal gained revenge. Everton needed just a draw in the final game to win the title, but Arsenal won 1-0. So Everton finished second on goal difference. But Everton did gain revenge a year later when they did beat Arsenal 3-2 in the FA Cup final. That was after extra time. In 2014, though, Everton fell on harder times. They were relegated, but they came back in 2017. They were re-elected to the WSL after Notts County folded. So Everton's coach then is Willie Kirk. He began his coaching career as assistant to the academy at Livingstone, and that was between 2006 and 2009. He then moved to Hibernians, where he was coach of the under-17s before he took over as head coach of the Hibernian ladies team. They did win the Scottish Cup in 2010. They also won the Scottish League Cup and finished third in the league. In April 2015, he moved to Bristol City, and although they were relegated in his first season, he did bring them straight back up and did establish them in the WSL. In 2018, he then moved to Manchester United to become assistant to Casey Stoney before in December 2018, he took over as head coach of the Everton Women. So the player to watch then for Everton this weekend is going to be Toni Duggan. Although she's now 30, she did begin her career at Everton in 2007 and she made 58 appearances and scored 25 goals. She did win the League Cup and the FA Cup with the club. She then moved to Manchester City in 2014 where she made 80 appearances and scored 37 goals. With them, she did win the WSL title in 2016, also won the League Cup twice and also the FA Cup as well. She then moved to Barcelona in 2017 where she scored 29 goals in 72 appearances and she won the Copa del Reina and also finished runners-up in the Champions League in 2019. She then spent a 2-year spell at Atletico Madrid where she scored 8 goals in 55 appearances and won the Super Cup before rejoining Everton again in the summer of 2021. And her next goal for Everton will actually be the 100th of her senior club career. For England then, Toni Duggan has made 76 appearances since her debut in 2012 and she scored 22 goals. So the one to watch this weekend is going to be Toni Duggan. So there's been a few players that's played for both Arsenal Women and Everton over the years. There are 2 in the current sides that have played for each time. Of course, for Everton, Leonie Meyer did join Everton this summer, having spent 2 years at Arsenal, where she made 25 appearances. Prior to that, she was at Bayern Munich. And of course, for Arsenal, Nikita Parris did begin her career at Everton back in 2011. She scored 11 goals in 52 appearances for Everton. She then had a spell at Manchester City where she scored 46 in 90 before moving on to Lyon, where she scored 31 goals in 47 appearances. Of course, she did join Arsenal in the summer of 2021. For England, Nikita Parris has scored 15 goals in 54 appearances. So they are two friends reunited this week that's going to come up against each other. Going back a little bit further, there are a couple of other players that's played for both clubs. Farrah Williams, of course, she did join Everton from Charlton in 2004. She ended up scoring 70 goals in 122 appearances for the Toffees. She did then join Liverpool in 2012 and then spent a year at Arsenal in 2016 where she scored twice in 22 appearances. She then moved on to Reading where she retired, of course, this year. And also as well, another player who's currently playing in the WSL is Chloe Kelly. She spent 2 years at Arsenal between 2015 and 2017 where she scored 6 goals in 16 appearances. She then joined Everton on loan initially in 2016. The move became permanent a year later. She scored 21 goals for Everton in 60 appearances before joining Manchester City in the summer of 2020, where she scored 13 goals in 24 appearances. So in terms of current form then, Everton have won their last 2 WSL games, beating Birmingham 3-1 and Reading 3-0 last weekend. Prior to that, they had lost their opening 2 games to Manchester City and Chelsea, both by a 4-0 scoreline. So Everton are finding a little bit of form. Obviously, it's going to be a big test for them again this weekend when they travel here to Boreham Wood. Of course, for Arsenal, we did win 9 in a row, didn't we, under new coach Jonas Eisveld, and that was, of course, until that midweek defeat in Barcelona in the Champions League. In terms of WSL, of course, we've won all 4 games so far, conceding just 2 goals to sit at the top of the WSL. So both teams are coming into this game in pretty good form, certainly in the WSL. So it should be a really interesting encounter. In terms of the lineups, then, this is how Everton have been playing in their last 2 games. They've been playing a 4-3-3 formation. In the first 2 games, they were playing 5-3-2. So I don't know whether they might switch back to that playing against us on Sunday. We'll have to see. But certainly last week against Reading, this was how they lined up. It was McIver in goal. Their back 4 was Meyer, Sevet, George and Turner. The midfield 3 was Darley, Garley and Christensen, and up front it was Emsley, Anvegard and Duggan. Other options up front are Clinton and Golvan. In midfield, their record signing Benissa may well get a start as well. They've got a lot of options at the back as well. Sorensen, Finnegan, Bjorn and Pattinson as well. So that's likely to be the lineup for Everton. In terms of Arsenal, of course, it's difficult, isn't it? Coming off that Champions League game, I do think there'll be changes to the side. We looked a little bit tired, certainly in the first half, didn't we? So I do think he'll shuffle the pack a little bit. I think the starting lineup could be something like this. I think Zinsberger will stay in goal following a great performance in Barcelona. I think the back 4, I think Anna Patton might come in at right back. I think the 2 centre-backs may well be Woober Moy and Williamson. And I think at left back, I think Katie McKay may drop back in there. In midfield, obviously, Kim Little's going to start, the captain. I think either side of her, we might see Jordan Nobbs and Frida Manham. The front 3 is where I think the changes might happen. I still think Miedemar will start this game, but I think either side of her, we may well see Nikita Parris and Tobin Eve. Of course, both came off the bench and Barcelona made a big impact. I think Beth Mead, although she's been playing well, looking a bit tired, she's played a lot of football, maybe give her a rest in this game. So we'll see what the lineups are, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Arsenal make a few changes for this game. So in terms of a score prediction, of course, Arsenal will start favourites for this game, of course, top of the WSL. But Everton have turned their form around. They have spent a lot of money this summer rebuilding their squad. So I'm expecting it to be a tough game. Of course, it's important that Arsenal bounce back from that Barcelona defeat. We're not going to face a team as good as Barcelona again this season until we play them again, obviously, in the second leg in December. But I think this is going to be another tough game for Arsenal. Everton are historically a decent team in the WSL. I say they have turned their form around. But I think Arsenal will be too strong. I think we've got too many options in the forward areas. And I think as long as we can defend well in this game, I think we'll win. I think the final score is going to be Arsenal 3, Everton 1. So please stay tuned to the channel then. There is a lot of great stuff coming up. Don't forget, of course, it's the Arsenal Women Show on Friday evening. We'll be joined by the usual panel. We're going to look back on the Aston Villa victory, the game against Barcelona. And we're also going to look ahead to the Everton game coming up on Sunday. And also, of course, the second Champions League game at home to Hoffenheim. Of course, Andreas from Germany knows a lot about them. So don't forget to join us on Friday at 7:30 for the Arsenal Women's Show. That is going to be a great show. Then it is an international break for the men this weekend, but of course it is WSL. Arsenal say are playing this game on Sunday. We'll be doing a watch along of the game. It is starting at 3 o'clock, so we'll probably go live about 10 to 3 with your team news, a little bit of build up, and then full match commentary. Also, Amar from the Arsenal Women's Show is at the game. He'll be doing a video vlog for us, so that will hopefully go out on the channel some point early next week. So stay tuned for all that as well. So if you are new to the channel, you haven't done so yet, please consider subscribing. We do cover the Arsenal men as well. Of course, next week we'll be building up towards a return of the Premier League and the game against Crystal Palace and Patrick Vieira, of course. That's all coming up as well. So please consider subscribing. If you do enjoy this video, if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a like as well. Share the content around, and please drop your comments in the box what your thoughts are ahead of this game against Everton for the Arsenal women this weekend. Hopefully we can get 5 wins in a row in the WSL and maintain our place at the top of the league. So that's that for now then. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting the channel. Don't forget to tune in to the Arsenal Women's Show on Friday and the watch along on Sunday afternoon as well. Take it easy, guys. Speak to you soon. Thanks for watching. Come on, you Gunners.